Cut off again. You believe that? Cut off again. Well, I'm going to get my weights done. And they can watch if they want. Give me some more iced tea. Grab me a hip. Alexa, play Lie Swatter.
Hi, welcome to Lie Swatter, the true or false trivia game from Jackbox Games. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's get started. Ryan Adams was born on the same day as Brian Adams.
We're playing Lie Swatter.
You answered lie. And you were wrong. It was true. Ryan Adams owns stock in Pantene Pro V.
Lie. You can play along.
You seem to think this one's a lie.
Hit me up.
You were right. That's a lie.
I'm doing 50 of these.
Ryan Adams writes articles for Golf Digest.
Lie.
You answered lie.
Just guessing.
Yep, that's a lie. Ryan Adams wrote a song inspired by Beetlejuice.
Lie.
You say lie. And you were wrong.
Whoa.
It was true. Ryan Adams proposed to Mandy Moore over Skype.
True.
You seem to think this one's true.
Why not? I do everything else.
And you were wrong. That one's a lie.
That was a good thought.
Ryan Adams has Elvis's kidney stones in a jar on his mantle.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Ryan Adams releases music under the pseudonym Sleazy Handshake.
True. Just a guess.
You say truth. Yes, it's true. Time for the final tally. You scored 4 points. That's better than a lot of people do, probably. Would you like to play again?
Sure. You guys play along. If you have any questions, hit me up.
Hello.
It's
time to play Lie Swatter, the unbelievable true or false trivia game.
35-pound kettlebell.
I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin.
A couple months ago.
Larry Bird is on the quarter designed to commemorate Indiana.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie.
50 of these.
International Waters has its own set of currency.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. The National Space Center in England invented a space quid for space tourists.
Lie.
You answered lie. And you were wrong. It was true. The U.S. Treasury Secretary put his own face on the first $1 bills.
True.
You seem to think this one's true. Yes, it's true. An island in Polynesia uses old showbiz pizza tokens as currency.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Feels good.
The image of Alexander Hamilton on the $10 bill is a self-portrait.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Croatia's paper money is printed in the same colors and values as Monopoly money.
True.
You answered truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie.
Costa Rica's is. You should see it.
Brace yourself for your final score. You scored 5 points. Good enough if you ask me.
Get up.
Would you like to play again?
Yes. Stretch with me.
Hi, welcome to Lie Swatter, the true or false trivia game from Jackbox Games. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. There's a toy museum in Ohio constructed entirely from Tinker Toys.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie.
It may be cool, but I don't think so.
Martha Stewart released a line of gingerbread building blocks.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie.
No touches. Let's go.
Takeru Kobayashi ate 200 Lego bricks in under a minute.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. Frank Lloyd Wright's son invented Lincoln Logs.
Lie.
You say lie. But you were wrong. It's true.
Huh.
The first artificial heart pump was made using parts from an erector set.
True. Jarvix.
You answered truth. Yes, it's true. In Europe, connects are called connects.
True.
You say truth. But you were wrong. It's a lie. The town of Freedom, Nevada was based on a level in Sim City.
Repeat that.
The town of Freedom, Nevada was based on a level in Sim City.
Lie.
You say lie. You were right. That's a lie. Time for the final tally. You scored 5 points.
What's going on, Nico?
Good enough if you ask me.
That
Would
works.
you like to play again?
Sure, why not? Hit me.
Greetings. Welcome to Lie Swatter.
Hey, Nielsen.
Voice-activated true or
Trying to get
false
my
trivia
weights
game.
done. Waiting for you guys to hit
I'm
me up
going to
with
share
questions.
7 bizarre
We're
statements.
playing, Lie
After
Swatter on
each, say
my,
truth
Amazon
or
Echo.
lie. Let's get started.
Let's
In an
play along, you
Estonian
guys.
village, people vote by urinating on a picture of a candidate.
Repeat that.
In an Estonian village, people vote by urinating on a picture of a candidate.
Lie.
You say lie. Yep, that's a lie.
A heck of a way to vote.
5 candidates named Batman were on Brazilian ballots for the 2012 election.
Lie.
You answered lie. And you were wrong. It was true.
Get out of here. I know Brazil's weird.
South Carolina never declared a winner in their 1884 gubernatorial race.
True. Sounds about right.
You answered truth. And you were wrong. That one's a lie.
I'm guessing.
The Chicago River got clogged in 1935 because all of the ballot boxes thrown into it.
Lie. Come on.
You say lie.
No way.
You were right. That's a lie.
Yeah, come on. Any questions, you guys? Hit me up.
A student council election dispute was brought to the Supreme Court.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. A city in Ecuador elected a brand of foot powder as its mayor.
Lie.
You say lie. But you were wrong. It's true.
Whoa.
George W. Bush has a Florida hanging Chad ballot framed in his home.
True. Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
You seem to think this one's true. And you were wrong. That one's a lie.
Still would have been good. Hit me up with questions,
Okay, time to hear how you did. You scored 3 points.
Oh, help
Some
me,
games
guys.
just aren't going to go your way. Would you like to play again?
Sure, unless somebody has a question.
Hello, it's time to play Lie Swatter, the unbelievable true or false trivia game. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. Coral reef populations are declining because of herpes.
Lie.
You seem to think this one's a lie.
Silly.
And you were wrong. It was true.
Get out of here. Herpes?
There's a reef in Delaware made from hundreds of sunken NYC subway cars.
True. Why not?
You answered truth.
Sounds good.
You were right. It's true. The Great Barrier Reef is the largest reef in the Atlantic Ocean.
False.
You think it's false.
It's in the Pacific.
You were right. That's a lie.
Yeah, not the Atlantic.
99% of species on Earth live in coral reefs.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Yeah. More like rainforest.
Seals stab each other with sharpened coral during territory disputes.
True.
You seem to think this one's true.
Why not?
But you were wrong. It's a lie. Coral polyps growing inside the lungs are called scuba scabs.
Lie.
You answered lie. Yep, that's a lie.
Silly.
Coral was the most popular girl name for babies born in Arkansas in 2003.
Repeat that.
Coral was the most popular girl name for babies born in Arkansas in 2003.
Lie.
You answered lie. You were right. That's a lie. Brace yourself for
Alexa,
your final score.
Cancel.
Hi, welcome to Lie Swatter, the true or false trivia game from Jackbox Games. I'm going to share 7 statements. After each, say truth or lie. Let's begin. Gina Davis is a member of Mensa.
True.
You answered truth. You were right. It's true.
Hey, Hannah. How's it going? Hey, Mira.
Gina Davis owns the website damngina.com.
Alexa, cancel.
Thanks for playing Lie Swatter. Good day to you.
I was trying to cancel my reminder. Alexa, cancel the reminder. Alexa, say hi.
Hi.
You guys got anything particular you want to hear about me talk about today? Anybody out there dealing with any issues that you want to talk about? Anybody want to guest with me today and talk about some issues? I'll come down and sit here and talk to you guys for a minute. Since I got my tushy cushy in place, I'd come down here, spend a few minutes talking with you guys, make you look at my ugly mug. Anyhow, glad you guys could join me. If any of you are where I was way back when, this is what I do now: is help people lose weight, quit smoking, get in shape, get their overall health numbers in order. For me, I'm a happy guy if you're getting the numbers with your doctor that are healthy and happy. In other words, if your doctor is telling you that your BMI is where it needs to be, if your blood pressure is good, if your cholesterol levels are good, your lipids, your high, your low, if your A1C, and that is the particularly scary number for a lot of people right now, is that A1C number. That's your 60-day glucose tolerance, how well your body is processing sugars over a 60-day period. You will know immediately once you have your blood work done, when you sit down with your doctor, if you happen to be on the pre-diabetics list. The thing that is really bothering me this year is, since I started tracking this, since I started becoming trained as a professional to help people do what I've done, lose weight, quit smoking, get their diabetes under control, etc. When I first started studying this in 2013, 72 million Americans were pre-diabetic. This last report, 84 million Americans are now pre-diabetic. That's a scary number, guys. I mean, we're now at a level in America where obesity and overweight people outnumber everyone else. 2/3 of America is either overweight or obese. That's overweight for me. That was 205 pounds. And almost 50 pounds heavier than that was here at 252. So I know of what I speak. My BMI at the time was 38. Now my BMI is 22. It's where it's supposed to be. But then again, you certainly wouldn't be taking my advice or hire me as a personal trainer or health coach if I still looked like that. I can help you get in shape. I can just see that going down. So obviously, as a personal trainer and health coach, my first and most important client is me. If I can't walk the walk, how am I going to expect anybody else to, right? So the key issues we're facing right now is we've got an obesity epidemic happening in America. 2/3 of us are either overweight or obese. I was both at one point. 1 out of 4 Americans has pre-diabetes right now. 1 out of 4 people in America is on the pre-diabetics list. Now, let's just go ahead and take off the 30 million of us who've already been diagnosed with pre-diabetes. I'm one. That's what prompted my changes. We're already at, so that's 300 million left, 330 million Americans. 30 million have already been diagnosed with type 2 prediabetes, including me. 84 million Americans are on the list for prediabetes. That means they're this close. They're this close. They can step left or step right, and either way they're gonna go. Hey Leah, how's it going? They can step left, they can step right at this point. To me, that's good news and bad news. If you're pre-diabetic, you go in, you sit down with your doctor says, hi Emily, your doctor says, well, you're pre-diabetic. He's giving you both good news and bad news at the same time, literally. The bad news being that you're at risk for becoming a full-blown type 2 diabetic. That is the bad news. That is bad news. My pancreas only half works. Okay, let me ignore this right now. Incoming call. My pancreas only half works, so I got to the point where my type 2 diabetes is, there's no way I went past pre-diabetes straight into full-blown type 2 by the time I realized I didn't have any of the symptoms really, until I was full-blown. And prediabetes, you don't necessarily have any symptoms. Maybe an increase in thirst, maybe a little less circulation on the toes. You might maybe start losing a little bit of hair on your toes. The circulation, eventually as the circulation goes, the nerves die and neuropathy sets in. You don't want to get to that point. But like I say, if you are where I was, you're sitting in your doctor's office, right? Now, I was diagnosed with full-blown type 2 diabetes. I'm talking about the 84 million of you out there who are pre-diabetic. Okay, you're not diabetic yet, but you're on the line. You're right on the line. Step left, you're off. Step right, you're on. You're right on the precipice. Okay, so when the doctor is telling you that, like I said, he's giving you good news and he's giving you bad news at the same time. The bad news being, if you don't do something, you're going to become a full-blown type 2 diabetic. You're not going to get away from it. It's a simple matter of it's happening, right? The good news is you can get off that list, okay? That's a list you don't want to be on in the first place. Type 2 diabetes is nothing to mess around with. My doctor didn't pull any punches. When I was 252 pounds, still smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, sitting in his office in 2005, he told me point blank, you need to make some changes. You either make changes, lose some weight, get rid of the cigarettes, something, or start picking out fingers and toes that you don't like because they're going to chop them off. That's what happens with diabetic neuropathy. Worse yet, you get retinal neuropathy. You lose your eyesight. And then, of course, eventual, you lose your life. So type 2 diabetes is absolutely nothing to mess around with. Unfortunately, of the 30 million of us who've already been diagnosed, 10 million are ignoring their doctor's warnings. 10 million of those people aren't doing anything. 10 million. That's insane. I mean, can you imagine? You've got type 2 diabetes. If you don't do something about it, you're going to start losing fingers, toes, your eyesight, and eventually your life, and still not do anything about it? That's like playing Russian roulette every day. To me, anyway. So 84 million Americans are pre-diabetic right now. They're on the line. They can get off that pre-diabetes list, or they can blow into full-blown type 2 diabetes. Now, the difference is, oh, hey, Aaron, how's it going? The difference is you have the choice. You literally have the choice right now. If you're on that list for pre-diabetics, not if you've become a full-blown type 2 diabetic like me, but if you're pre-diabetic, and it's an easy way to figure out, just go get your labs done, have your doctor do your A1C, and you'll know right away if you're pre-diabetic or full-blown diabetic. You'll know. But if you're on that list of the 84 million Americans, I mean, that's 1 out of 4 Americans. Look left, look right, look around. 1 out of 4 people right now are pre-diabetic. You can get off that list. What I tell people that come to me that need to lose weight, because that's probably the thing I do the most right now as a health coach is help people lose weight. What I tell them, especially if they are referred by their physician or if they have me work with their physician, which I do, first thing I tell them is, let's target 10%. Let's go on small steps, okay? So that way, if you are overweight or even obese, where I was at 252 pounds, I was obese, my BMI was 38. Small steps. I tell them 10% is going to make a monumental difference. Not just in how you feel and your energy levels and putting less pressure on your internal organs and your heart, but it could also take you off that pre-diabetes list. Seriously, as small as 10% reduction in your body weight, if you're overweight, especially if you're obese, is going to make a monumental difference in how you feel, your energy levels, your overall health. Again, I'm not talking about starting to eat salad at every meal. I'm not talking about pulling out cardboard rice, cakes all the time. Let's be realistic about this. I eat everything I like. I don't deny myself anything. Cakes, cookies, even as a diabetic, there's a certain amount of sugar I allow in my diet. There's a certain amount of saturated fat I allow in my diet, preferably from good sources. Grass-fed butter, grass-fed beef. To me, saturated fat, there's good fats and there are bad fats. Saturated fat, period, is bad. But you can at least minimize the damage if you're trying to use it in a natural manner. Stay away from anything that's got palm oil, palm kernel oil. That's 84% saturated fat, and unfortunately, it's prevalent in nearly everything. In fact, I challenge you guys, go pull out all the packaged stuff in your cabinets. Go look at your Oreos and all your cookies and your cake mixes and pretty much anything in your cabinets. You'll find palm oil, palm kernel oil in it. Why? Because it's cheap. It gives you that buttery feel in your mouth. It's cheap. Right now, we're deforesting parts of Indonesia. We're forcing orangutans out of their natural habitat. We're literally killing rainforest so they can plant this stuff. It's corporate evil, my opinion. So I challenge you, go look at anything in your pantry or even in your refrigerator. Go look at your margarine. It's palm oil. Corporate America is not doing us any good or doing any of us any favors with the ingredients that they put into the stuff that they feed us. And the sooner that you learn how to read nutrition labels, especially the saturated fat content, the sodium content, always look at the serving size. That's one that people regularly miss. If there's 4 servings per container, but you don't take that into account and you see it's only 130 calories, you think if you eat the whole thing, it's 130 calories. Well, it's actually 4 times 130 calories if you take into account the serving size. So teaching people how to read nutrition labels and understand what they're putting in their body is extremely important, and something I do not only one-on-one in personal training, health coaching sessions, Skype, etc., but I do this in groups. I'll go out and do a PowerPoint presentation at a corporation. I'll go to a health club. It doesn't matter. For me, talking to you guys is awesome because I get the interaction, which I'm really hoping that somebody's going to have a question or have a comment or something. At least, fan me or like me. Capture a moment here or there. I mean, yeah, as a personal trainer, I can sit here and try and motivate you all day long, but unless you're actually motivated yourself, I'm just spinning my wheels. But I do want to be able to answer any questions you've got. I mean, how often do you have the chance to get a certified personal trainer or certified health coach advice for free? Because normally people go to my website and they sign up and pay me $35 an hour, and I'm worth every penny. But this year, part of my give back is I'm helping people quit smoking for free. So anybody that's ready to get that monkey off their back, take it from a 31-year smoker. Oh, it's amazing how good you feel when you get rid of those things. Seriously. I mean, you get your smell back, which brings your taste back because they're intricately woven together. Your olfactory nerves and your taste buds smell and taste all go together. And you get rid of the cigarettes and that's another problem that people have when they quit smoking is since food starts to taste good again, they tend to eat more. So that's something that we also have to watch and something I work with my clients on when they're quitting smoking. Understand, yeah, things are going to taste better, but still, let's watch our portion sizes. That's really the only thing that I emphasize initially, especially with my weight loss clients. I'm not as concerned about what you're eating initially as your portion sizes, how much you're eating. I mean, it really does come down to a numbers game. 3,500 calories that you put in your face, whether it's health food or junk food, is still going to turn into a pound of fat if you don't burn it off. So I don't care if you're sitting eating the healthiest salad on the planet. If you eat 3,500 calories worth of that salad, but you don't burn it off in any type of energy expenditure, then that turns into a pound of fat. It's that simple. Of course, if you're working out and you're doing resistance training and you're putting on weight for a specific purpose, then those 3,500 calories can turn into a pound of muscle. Most of the time when we're just sitting around eating what we want, we're not worrying about our diet, then yeah, we're being sedentary, and yes, that's going to turn into a pound of fat, even if it's health food. It's a numbers game. It's that simple. It's pretty darned easy. Anyhow, you guys hit me up if you have any questions. Anybody out there dealing with any physical challenges, health challenges? Somebody the other day was talking to me about issues with trying to gain weight and working out when you're having issues like that. Joy Anthony, what's happening? NBA Jazz. You guys are making this real easy on me today. I'm going to get back up and continue working on my weights. If anybody has any questions, you can certainly ask me. Or we can go back to playing lice water. What do you guys think? Anybody want to go back to playing lice water while I finish doing some weights? I can answer any questions if you have, if you put them on screen. I would also appreciate you guys fanning me if you haven't. That way, when I come back on, you'll know I'll be here. And of course, I have my fans in the room, for those of you who haven't seen my fans in the room yet. Hey, Zeke. Now that's what you call comfortable. Zachary? Number 3 over there. And Zoe? Yeah. Hey, everybody say hi. Yes, that's my orange tree right outside my bedroom window. And I'll be plucking them as soon as they get a little bit more ripe. Like I say, guys, it's not necessarily what you eat that I'm as concerned about if you need to lose weight. Initially, it's the portion size, how much you're eating. What you're putting in your body or body calories wise is really going to be the key factor in whether or not you're losing weight or gaining weight or staying at weight. It's a pretty simple process. So anyhow, you guys are being real easy on me today. Nobody has any questions or comments? Remember, that used to be me. If that's you now, let's talk about it. Seriously. I mean, you don't have to talk about it here, but you can message me if you need help starting to get the pounds off. Believe me, the sooner you start doing it, the better. It doesn't matter how old you are when you start. The sooner you start doing it, the better. I mean, don't wait till like I was at 45 getting hit with a major health threat to finally make some changes. Here I was, 45, I was fat and happy smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. I didn't do myself any favors. 13 years later, now I can sit here and preach at you about being healthy and becoming healthy simply because I've made the changes. I've been there. I've done that. Unlike most of the folks you meet in your life that you run into as personal trainers, most of them haven't already been obese, and most of them haven't already spent a few decades smoking cigarettes, becoming unhealthy, to turn around and get healthy again. Usually they're already, it's a career goal, a career plan. I got taken out of information technology. I loved IT. I loved computer training. For me, I had to change careers. And the only reason I became a certified personal trainer and certified health coach is so that now I can help other people do what I've done, which is one of the reasons I'm on here talking to you guys right now, because I could be out there just drumming up business for myself. I like to give back, especially the smoking. You can't quit. I mean, you can't get your health in order if you still smoke cigarettes. That's not possible. And like I said, 45 million Americans still smoke cigarettes. 1,700 teenagers are taking it up every single day. Stop that. 15 to 46. I was 15 years old when I became a full-time smoker. I didn't stop till I was 46. 31 years I was poisoning myself at nearly a pack a day. I can just imagine I guarantee you this face wouldn't look like this as much. Cigarettes have a tendency to make the eyes bag, the skin wrinkle and look old. And of course, when you get all and get heavy like I did, as old as I did, and you get up to that, that's not baby fat, you guys. That's just fat. That's not baby fat. That's just fat. And when that comes off and you get the lean back in your face, unfortunately, all the age wrinkles come along with it. What is it? What is it? The lady told me the other day. She goes, "Oh yes, you look distinguished." I'm thinking more like extinguished, but hey, it's much better than being 6 feet under. And I'm pretty darn certain if I had stayed 250 pounds and kept smoking those cigarettes and just kept feeding my face whatever I wanted, I would have probably had my heart explode by now. So fortunately, I didn't, and I'm not, and I'm now able here to help others quit smoking and lose weight. Just the book itself, I published this in 2014. First chapter is on quitting smoking, and people have quit smoking just reading chapter 1. So for me, that was really awesome. Chapter 2 is about losing weight, and people have put on Amazon even a couple reviews that they lost weight reading the book. Anything, I don't care what it takes. To become balanced, yeah, you got to be in health. You got to be healthy, BMI wise here, physically, to be healthy. But that's not the whole thing. Remember, being healthy encompasses the entire being. As a certified health coach, my goal is to make sure you're balanced all the way around, not just physically, but physically, mentally, spiritually, intellectually, emotionally. Because one of the reasons people overeat, one of the big ones, comfort food. We have emotional issues in America, and all Americans deal with emotional issues. All people deal with emotional issues, but allowing it to determine your diet and what you eat, when you eat, how much you eat, something that you really need to take control of. And sometimes I have to refer people to other professionals outside of my scope of practice to help with that as well. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter how old you are, and it doesn't matter where on the path you start. Anybody can make positive changes. Anybody can improve their health. Anybody, and it doesn't take forever. You can start seeing positive changes in a fairly rapid manner, 30, 60, 90 days, if you start implementing the right program. And again, I'm not talking about starting to eat cardboard and eating salads at every meal. You're still able to eat the foods that you like, mostly, because initially I'm more concerned about the caloric intake, the number of calories going in, the number of calories being burned, whether you're at a negative energy balance or a positive energy balance at the end of the day, week, month, year. That's going to determine whether or not you're gaining weight or losing weight. Simple formula. Again, 3,500 calories not burned off turns into a pound of fat. 3,000 calories burned off takes off a pound of fat. It's a pretty simple formula. So again, you need to lose weight, fine. Let's be realistic. You're not going to start eating health food. It's not going to happen. So let's look initially at portion sizes. Instead of going out at lunch like I used to do and getting 2 lunch sandwiches and large fries and a shake and whatever, and taking it back and scarfing it all down, let's just get 1. Cut that port. Instead of 2 chicken sandwiches or 2 burgers, just get 1. Instead of a large fries, get a small or a medium. Instead of a milkshake, why not get an iced tea? Something, little steps. When you order a pizza, if you normally have 4 slices, take it down to 3. See if you can get it down to 2. Instead of eating 3 big meals a day, maybe 4 or 5 smaller meals. And tracking what you're eating is extremely important. Everyone that starts with me as personal trainer or health coach, I have them fill out a food diary, a 1-week food diary. Everything they've eaten, what time they ate it, how much they ate it, did it have a brand name, right? Who they ate it with, where they ate it, did they eat it in their car? You'd be surprised at some of the strange places people eat food. And then lastly, and most importantly, why they ate it. Were you hungry? Were you eating because you were hungry, or was there another reason you were eating? So I have them fill out a whole week of this, right? I don't care if they stopped at Starbucks to get a latte. I don't care if they hit the vending machine in the office to get some crackers. I want to know everything that went between their lips for a full 7 days. what they ate, how much they ate. Was it a brand name? Was it something they cooked? Was it something that came in a package? How many Oreos did you have? How big was your steak? I mean, I want to know specifics. I want to know where they ate it. Was it in your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, your car, your office? Where did you eat this? Who did you eat it with? I want to know if they're eating their meals with other folks or on their own. It doesn't really matter on the long term, but the big picture, sometimes it can really be relevant. And then lastly, I want to know why they ate. Were you having comfort food? Were you having a bad day? Did you want to grab that pint of ice cream and just make yourself feel better? Or were you hungry and you actually ate that tuna sandwich because you wanted a tuna sandwich? And then lastly, and I tell them this, don't lie to me. Don't. I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense if I ask you to fill out a food diary so that we can figure out if you're gaining or losing weight or just exactly what's happening with your weekly caloric intake, if you suddenly turn into a health nut on me, right? I know you weren't eating granola before this. Don't start. Don't break out the tofu just because you're doing a food diary. I mean, the more honest that you are filling out my week-long food diary, the better that I can help you put together a plan of action to help you get off some pounds if that's what you need to do. Now, the food diary, along with it, goes an activity diary, so that I know what activity levels they're at. A lot of people that I start to work with aren't doing any exercise. They don't have any exercise regime, but they still may do things that count towards movement, exercise, something. If you walk your dog on a daily basis, you might play tennis and you don't think that's exercise. That's exercise, right? I want to know activities. So Monday, everything you ate, everything you drank, detailed, everything. Monday, every activity you did. I don't care if you walked them all. Okay. Then we go over it. I'll sit down and I'll go over it with them, right? For the entire week. And we'll figure out exactly what it was they ate. If they have a negative energy balance, a positive energy balance, we will figure that out. Right? And then we put together a battle plan, an action plan. And that'll be a combination of things that they can do with their diet on portion sizes and options that they can use that might be lower fat options. And of course, the diabetics, people on prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, we work on sugar replacements. And things that we talk about, nutrition labels and reading nutrition labels are extremely important for everybody. Everybody needs to know how to read nutrition labels and understand what you're putting in your body. For me, I tell everybody, cdc.gov, go to choosemyplate.gov. And that basically is going to tell you the same thing I tell my clients anyway. Half your plate should be vegetables and fruits, half the plate more veggies than fruits, and half the plate should be proteins and grains, more grains than proteins, and then a little bit of dairy. So, and the more colorful, the better, right? Lots of color. I mean, the more colorful the vegetables, the greener, the darker, the redder. I mean, that's where all of your antioxidants and all of your nutrients and things like that are at. And of course, working with your doctor, first and foremost, before you do anything. I want a full physical. I want a full set of labs. We want to know where you're at, especially if you're pre-diabetic, because that's something we really have to be watchful for. Because you can quite easily, especially if you're taking diabetes medication, if you're not eating anything, especially if you go overboard, you can have the opposite reaction, and you don't want things like that to happen either. So anyhow, I have got company coming at 2 today, so I need to get my little tushy moving and get ready for that. I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen in today. I hope I've been at least a little bit helpful. One of the things that I'm trying to do this year is to give back as much as possible, and to give back visually. I've been doing a lot of support, online and stuff over the years, but this year is visually. I want people to understand it doesn't matter how old you are. You can start making improvements. You can get better at any age. And it doesn't matter how far gone you are or think you are. Take it from somebody who was pretty far gone. A BMI of 38 was pretty darn bad. So if you haven't fanned me, I'd appreciate you go ahead and fan me now. That way when I'm back on, and I'll be back on tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we'll be on early for walking the dogs. And then I'll be on after that for the daily Ask Questions and Let's Talk Health session. In the meantime, if you sit on the job, do yourself a favor. Get up every 30 minutes and stretch. Take your lunchtime to get out and walk around the office complex, or your breaks in the morning, afternoon. Do whatever you've got to do to make sure that you don't sit for long periods of time. Your lower back is really going to appreciate you for that, I guarantee you. And being positive is something that you choose. It's a daily function. So just remember, the glass is always half full if you want it to be. And 50 can be the new 30, 60 can be the new 40. Conversely, 30 can be the new 50 if you don't watch your diet. So, you guys, I appreciate you taking the time. I look forward to seeing you again. In the meantime, have a really good day, you guys. Take care.